I love how the introduction of the character takes and plays a very big role of the film and of comic books, TV series, etc. because it basically gives the audience a bigger picture and an ideal of how the character will react in big and more difficult situations. Not to also mention, but it also helps the audiences, right, understand the character a lot better. And not only that, it gives them it gives them a big ideal, right, of how and why the character came to be in the first place. But what I'm going to really talk to you guys about, to all you YouTubers out there, we're going to talk about, out of the many but few people that disagree with the characteristics of the character, has nothing to do with the plot of the story. Okay? They believe that this person's characteristics has nothing to do with the plot of the story. And what I'm going to be talking about is I'm going to show you the person out of the few and many people that actually agree with this and said this. I call this guy Mr. TALKALOT. Mr. TALKALOT thinks that Batman is a bad villain simply because of the main people that died aside Batman and of his so-called bad decisions and his conscienceless morals on how he refused to not kill. But isn't that a part of the character, you may say? Yeah, of course it is. But with this guy, Mr. TALKALOT, it isn't. Let me go ahead and show you and explain why. Because ever since the beginning of Batman refusing not to kill villains, left nothing but for others to die aside Batman's so-called wrong decisions. Because of the terrible outcome of being an unstoppable, compulsive, and out-of-control murderer, which Batman has constantly stated and said to be several times throughout the comics, TV series, and the Justice League animated films. Wow, that's unbelievable. Batman has literally known what exactly will happen once the Justice League started killing. Not only to mention, killing puts Batman beneath the villains, where the bad guy always gets a step ahead of Batman, and it also makes Batman no better than him. As he also stated in the comics, when he killed the Joker, Batman said that he would no longer be the Batman once he killed the Joker. Do you see where the connection is going? It seems to me that Batman has a lot more understanding about killing and its after effects than Superman and the entire Justice League at all. Well, I'm also willing to put this up for debate or discussion. If you want to talk about it, I'm open and, we can just pick it up from there. I'm willing to discuss this with anybody who is willing to discuss Batman's characteristics. Meanwhile, over here with Mr. TALKALOT, he thinks that Batman is yet still a bad villain because of Superman's monstrosities, Batwoman's death, alongside with many others of Batman's wrong decisions. But if he killed, right, all of this would have been prevented, okay? All of it would have been prevented, and this guy right here, Mr. TALKALOT, wouldn't be running his mouth like a baby. He wouldn't be crying about how bad of a villain Batman is, like everybody else with the blue hair, weird, screeching weirdos. And everybody will be okay, and it will be a happy ending. But in actuality, it will be the Justice Lords all over again if they started killing, having dictatorship throughout the entire galaxy and solar system and possibly the universe. Perhaps Mr. TALKALOT just wants people to fear than to feel protected by a group of people who can who has enough power to flip the freaking universe on the opposite side of the direction. I mean, I don't really know what to honestly say. I mean, talking with people like that, freaking having back and forth arguments, it's just like talking to a brick wall. I mean, if you clearly can't see that Batman's characteristics is the whole purpose of him being the true hero, master hero he is, because he chooses not to kill, the Justice League would never be the greatest, or they would not be the most best superhero fighters. They wouldn't even be the greatest group they have together if it wasn't for Batman. Meanwhile, Mr. TALKALOT over here still thinks that freaking Batman is a bad villain and he let people die, and that's just the end of the story. Look, I don't know what else to tell you guys. This is just pointless. It's like, once again, talking to a brick wall, and perhaps Mr. TALKALOT just thinks that it's a lot better for the people of Earth, of their Earth, to fear the Justice League than to be protected, or feel to be protected by a group of people that yet still have enough power to flip the entire planet on the opposite side of the direction. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I mean, perhaps this is what he wants and this is what he's looking for. So he'd rather have all of humanity fear the Justice League than to be protected by the big group. So, I'm going to be uploading any video soon. And if you like what you hear, just stick by and stay tuned for more content. This is Mr. Evaluator. Honestly, this is real stupid. I can't really believe this.